Systematic screenings. Medical teams have started screening those affected by the Rubis oil spill.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, traffic diverted along busy Rural Road after an early morning fire in Grantstown.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, industrial action looming at the Water and Sewage Corporation. Find out why.
No apologies for your worst behavior. Junkanoo Carnival kicks off in high gear. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Health officials have started screening residents in the Marathon area. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Saunders.
And I'm Charisma Robinson. Officials from the Ministry of Health and Environment on the ground in the Marathon community in conducting screenings as they follow up on that oil spill, which has posed a major concern to residents. They're making home visits and will carry out lab tests to ensure the safety of those in the area. Colin Palmer has more from health officials.
The Ministry of Health and the Department of Public Health take this as a very serious responsibility.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Glenn Benaby says his team of health officers will leave no stone unturned in assisting those Marathon residents made ill as a result of that Rubis oil spill.
We maintain the confidentiality, the compassion and the sensitivity necessary for the residents in Marathon.
Reportedly, as of Monday, personnel from the Ministry of Health, Environmental Services and Water and Sewerage began canvassing that community. The survey and contact exercise, says Dr. Benaby, is the first step towards assisting residents.
The weather has been rainy, and this has resulted in some delay in what we are doing. But we give thanks. Today is a brighter day, and the rain seemed to have abated for now, and so this morning we will have a continuation.
With the survey underway, Community Clinics Administrator Charlene Bain says 2 more steps will accompany the assistance approach.
Secondly, we will begin examination and laboratory testing of persons impacted, whether through findings from the epidemiological data or for persons who have present and past medical histories, which might be related to the issues. Thirdly, plans are underway to open our clinics on the weekend to facilitate the needs of residents impacted, and the department will announce the clinics or clinic.
If residents have not done so already, it is the recommendation of health officials that they deactivate their private wells, using only the government's water until further notice. Mike Swan is an hydrologist at the Water and Sewerage Corporation.
We've only been testing the water and sewage supply, and those sites that we have tested from that area, the water is safe. Regarding the private wells, we did not test the private wells.
As of Monday, officials say they have visited a total of 13 homes, and by the end of June, they hope to compile the data. For residents with concerns on this matter, they are asked to call telephone numbers 502-4776 or 502-4790. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Officials of the Bahamas Utility Service and Allied Workers Union are at odds with officials at the Water and Sewage Corporation over a number of industrial matters. Ultimately, they say they want what's owed to them. Jimmy Swain tells us tonight there was a lunchtime demonstration where officials outlined all of their grievances. Union officials also suggested the chairman, Lester Cox, and general manager, Glenn LaVille, were not seeing eye to eye, a suggestion dismissed by Cox.
Paid so we could play. Simple. GM got to go. GM got to go.
President of the Bahamas Utility Services and Allied Workers Union, or BUSUU, Dwayne Woods led a lunchtime demonstration Thursday outside of the corporation's Thompson Boulevard headquarters. About 100 employees of the Water and Sewage Corporation that he represents flanked him during the demonstration. Many of them were armed with placards saying the general manager needs to go.
You will see that we have a signed agreement with the corporation for a new pay package, and simply to reinstate a member, and the other one is just to pay a shift premium and holiday pay, backdated for about 10 years, but we could come to some kind of amicable solution on it to make the people happy. And the other one will be the NIB's second maternity benefit.
The union's last industrial agreement expired in June 2013, and Wood said they have since been working under that with a view of getting a new agreement signed off on. The length of the agreement they've now been asked to sign off on is a 5-year one instead of 3. A request, Wood said, is not unreasonable.
We are simply asking for industry standards that were offered to every other union in the country. 2 increments in a lump sum payment and 2 increments tacked on to our salary.
Woods has letters accepting the financial package on behalf of the union dated January 28, 2015, and a response from the chairman, Lester Cox, acknowledging the union's acceptance of a new contract offer in a letter dated January 30, 2015. All negotiations, Woods said, closed since April 21st last month, but the offer remains unsigned.
We sent a message to the corporation that the withdrawal of enthusiasm is coming. It's been long coming, because we've been putting up with their nonsense. But at this point in time, the pressure will be escalated.
Woods and the union suggested there was tension between the general manager and the chairman. We did reach out to the general manager, Glenn LaVille, for comment, but he declined. However, the chairman did.
We are aware of the issues at hand, and we are in continued discussions, and we are believing soon that the matters will be resolved, and that's basically what we have to say on the matter. We don't try to take our issues outside. I saw the demonstration that the union has put on today, and in fact we are meeting with myself along with the Minister of Labor sometime tomorrow, and we will discuss the matters further.
Now, the chairman says the corporation is prepared to work along with the union to resolve all outstanding issues. Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Well, last month, fire broke out at an abandoned building reportedly occupied by vagrants on Cumberland Street. And today, 400 yards south, fire again destroyed an abandoned building reportedly occupied by vagrants. That early morning fire also damaged the historic Grantstown Post Office. Vaughn Aubrey reports that the abandoned buildings occupied by vagrants remain a concern for fire officials.
Thursday morning's fire started here at this abandoned building, number 55 Blue Hill Road, and it quickly spread to historic Grantstown Post Office.
When they got here, they met the top section of the Grantstown Post Office, which had ignited the dormer section, and also the northern section of the facility that was engulfed in flames.
The fire started around 6 a.m. in an abandoned building next door, reportedly occupied by vagrants. It formerly housed Chico's restaurant. It was totally destroyed. As for the Grantstown Post Office,
the strategy was ready to ensure that history was preserved. And so the officers who were here, 10 officers and firefighters, including the drivers, pump operators, they have done, I think, from my opinion, they've done a wonderful job in terms of preserving this building.
Indeed, the historic Grantstown Post Office, with more than 950 rental boxes, received extensive roof damage, as well as to its empty upper floor. Acting Postmaster Debbie Penniman confirmed that the post office just had a facelift.
Yes, we just had it renovated. Just a couple months, about 6 months now, we had it renovated. And we already was getting compliments of the building, Miss Banville, who lives in the area, or her house is in the area. She just complimented me with a letter saying, you know, she's so proud of us restoring the building back to what it is now.
Officer in charge of the post office, Madeline Roca, says next door's abandoned building was a concern.
I often talk about it and, wish that I knew the person who really owned the building, because as of lately, we had a lot of people moving in there, living in there, and of course, they were cleaning up the area. So it was a great concern to me, seeing that the building is so close to the post office.
Superintendent Evans is also concerned that abandoned buildings occupied by vagrants, especially in the inner city, are potential fire hazards. Thursday's fire impacted rush hour traffic along Blue Hill Road, resulting in major diversions. I am Vaughn Albury, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Letty, designed for extra miles.